You're going to love this one. Chicago's Lori Lightfoot had to sit silently in a city council meeting and listen to a veteran reporter tell her what her legacy is going to be based on his own experiences covering the mayor and her administration. This reporter, his name is William Kelly. He's an Emmy award-winning TV host, a radio and print journalist, and the left considers him a right-wing Jim Acosta. But the difference is that, unlike Acosta, Kelly asks very pertinent questions in a sober fashion, and he did the one thing that Democrat politicians do not tolerate. He asked her questions concerning her own incompetence in office, and they were very legitimate questions because she's very legitimately incompetent. Eventually, Lightfoot violated Kelly's First Amendment rights by removing his press credentials. Now, unlike Acosta, whose job was to cause chaos during a Trump presser in an effort to make the former president look bad, Kelly asked important questions about crime in the city, like rising gun violence and rising carjackings going on under Lightfoot's watch. Lightfoot is the type of politician that only likes to have her ass kissed and never question her motives or her competence. You do that and you're out the door. She's also a racist pig. Remember the time when she declared that she had a new policy that she would no longer accept interviews with white reporters, only reporters that are people of color? Democrats in office often get away with murder because there's not enough William Kellys out there asking the right questions of them. In fact, I would go further and say that if there were more William Kellys in the media, this country would be a much better place to live. You're going to want to hear how he gave both barrels to Lori Lightfoot. So stick around because we're going to get into it. All right, here we go.
Our next speaker is William Kelly.
You guys might remember this guy because he's been on the news for how he handles her.
Mayor Lightfoot, you and I may have gotten off on the wrong foot.
That's saying it lightly.
Reporter, WilliamJKelly.com. I'm a veteran reporter in the city of Chicago, Emmy award-winning TV host, radio, print journalism. I should be sitting over there with my colleagues, but I'm standing over here because on a weekly basis, I was going viral asking you obvious questions.
Now, here's the type of questions that he would ask her. Very straightforward questions.
Mayor Lightfoot, William Kelly with Newsmax. Last week, I asked you about Chicago's out-of-control shootings and murders. You said that crime was down. That weekend, we had 70-plus shootings.
70-plus shootings over a weekend.
Last night alone, we had 30-plus shootings.
30-plus shootings in a single night.
Do you still believe that crime in Chicago is down?
Wait till you hear her bullshit story about data, which can be manipulated by anyone.
So what I said to you last week, what the superintendent said today over and over again, and what the data tells us is this. When you look at homicides and shootings from April, May, and June, we are trending downward. Is anybody satisfied with where we are? No, but the data is the data.
And instead of answering them, you told me that crime was down. My videos went viral.
She lied.
Millions of views, comments, likes, and shares. And it was hurting your re-election campaign. So you revoked my media credential.
Folks, that's what liberal Democrats do.
That should never happen in a free country.
It shouldn't.
What you've done to the city of Chicago,
here we go.
I feel like this is more of a victim impact statement than an actual public comment. What you've done to me is nothing compared to what you've done to my city, the city of Chicago, the city that I was born and raised in, the city that I love with all my heart. You shut down our schools, you shut down the churches, you shut down the businesses.
I'm sure everybody in the country that had to go through the COVID shutdowns and all those mandates that the people in charge, the Democrats in charge, violated themselves. I'm sure they love hearing this because this is the first time we got a real reporter able to crack down on a Democrat that overstepped their authority.
That is a legacy that you are going to have to carry. Future historians are going to have a hard time understanding how you ever even became mayor of the city of Chicago.
She truly was a complete incompetent buffoon.
I intend to write that book. I intend to make sure that at least there is some
I intend to buy that book and read it.
possible way for the city of Chicago to move forward.
Folks, I would have to say that as a writer, I have written more stories on Lori Lightfoot's incompetence than I have any other political figure.
I hope that you realize what damage you have done to the city. I hope that after today's city council meeting, you will pack your suitcase and get the hell out of my city.
I love it. Pack your suitcase and get the hell out of my city. And look at her sitting there. Like she has to, by law, she has to let him speak and she cannot interrupt him. You gotta love it, folks. Maybe he can do one on Jim Kenney from Philly.
A sanctuary city, yeah.
Can you imagine that buffoon was dancing in his office, celebrating the fact that he turned his jurisdiction into a safe harbor for illegal aliens, criminal or not? Folks, this is what you get when you have Democrats running things. All right, thank you for watching this video. If you want to support the channel, visit rpwmedia.com, read all of our stories, and share them with like-minded people. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you in the next one.